Have you ever met someone who seems friendly, says all the right things, smiles at the right moments, but something deep inside you whispers, something's off? You can't quite explain it. There's no obvious reason to distrust them, but your gut, your instinct just won't relax. You're not crazy. What you're sensing might be something much deeper, something hidden. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, called this the shadow. The darker side of our personality that we often deny or hide, even from ourselves. It's made up of all the emotions and traits we don't want to admit we have. Jealousy, bitterness, resentment, insecurity. The thing is, these feelings don't just disappear. They slip through the cracks. They show up in subtle behaviors, in the way someone looks at you when you succeed, or how they joke about things that matter to you. You might not see it clearly, but you feel it. In this video, we're going to break down the 8 subtle but undeniable signs that someone close to you, yes, even a friend or family member, might be harboring hidden hostility toward you. Some of these signs are so quiet, so polite, that they're easy to miss, until you realize the damage they leave behind. And trust me, sign number 8 might change the way you see someone forever. Let's begin. Have you ever shared something personal with someone? Maybe a dream, a fear, or even just a part of who you are. And instead of support, they made a joke out of it. They laugh, you smile awkwardly. But deep down, it stings. And when you finally speak up, "Hey, that actually hurt," they wave it off with, "Come on, I was just joking, don't be so sensitive." Sound familiar? This is one of the clearest signs of hidden contempt, when someone uses sarcasm or irony to tear you down, but hides behind the mask of humor. It's not just a one-off joke. It's usually about things they know you care about, and it keeps happening, again and again. Carl Jung would say this is the shadow at work, those unspoken feelings of envy, anger, or inferiority that people bury deep inside, until they bubble up in jokes that aren't really jokes. If every interaction leaves you feeling belittled while they walk away smiling, pay attention. Real humor makes people feel closer. This kind, it slowly erodes your confidence. So the next time someone jokes at your expense, ask yourself, is this really funny? Or is it a mask for something much darker? Sometimes, the people who smile the most are the ones quietly working against you. Have you ever had someone close to you accidentally forget to tell you something important, like a deadline, a meeting, or an opportunity, and it just happened to cost you something big? Maybe they gave you advice that led you down the wrong path, but when you brought it up, they brushed it off with a casual, "Oops, I didn't mean to." If these mistakes only happen once, maybe it's just that, mistake. But if it becomes a pattern, and always at critical moments in your life, it's time to ask a hard question. Is this really an accident, or is it sabotage? According to Jung, when someone feels threatened by your growth, your success becomes a mirror to their own sense of inadequacy. Instead of facing their feelings, they might unconsciously try to hold you back, not through open attacks, but through subtle interference, just enough to slow you down. So if you're constantly tripping over coincidences caused by the same person, don't ignore it. Sometimes sabotage wears a friendly face. Ever notice how some people can't just let you have a win? You tell them you got a promotion, and instead of celebrating with you, they say, "Oh, nice. I actually turned down a better offer last month." Or you finally finish a big goal, and they reply with something like, "I did that years ago. It's not that hard." This is what hidden competition looks like. It's not about supporting you. It's about shifting the spotlight off you and back onto them. What's going on here? Most of the time, it's not about you at all. It's about their own insecurity. Your success reminds them of something they haven't achieved or something they feel they can't. And instead of processing that, they compete, quietly, subtly, but relentlessly. Carl Jung called this a projection of the shadow self. When someone can't accept their own shortcomings, they try to tear down what threatens them most, someone else's progress. So if every time you rise, someone near you finds a way to one-up you, It may not be confidence you're seeing. It might be a silent battle, and you're the target. Have you ever shared something important? Something you were proud of, only to be met with a hollow, "That's great," followed by silence? Or maybe you needed someone's help during a tough time, and they were mysteriously busy again. This is what we call superficial support, when someone pretends to be supportive, but their actions and energy say otherwise. They're not openly hostile, but they're emotionally absent, and over time that silence can feel just as loud as words. Carl Jung believed this could stem from a splitting of the self, a psychological divide where someone can't align their feelings with their behavior. Maybe they envy you, maybe they resent you, but instead of facing that, they offer you a version of support that's safe, distant, and emotionally disconnected. Ask yourself, are they only present when things are neutral, but vanish when you shine or stumble? If so, you're not imagining it. Real support feels felt. Fake support feels cold, delayed, or oddly disconnected. It's not always about what they say. It's about what they don't. Her White, have you ever shared a big win with someone, expecting them to light up with joy for you, only to get a forced smile or a dry, "Nice"? Or maybe you've reached out during a hard time and suddenly they're just too busy. This is what surface-level support looks like. It's when someone acts like they care, but emotionally, they're checked out. They say the right words, but there's no warmth, no real presence. Carl Jung would say this could come from a fractured sense of self, a kind of emotional dissociation. When someone secretly resents your success or feels inadequate around your growth, they may not lash out directly. Instead, they withdraw, offer fake encouragement, or stay quiet when it matters most. And over time, that silence becomes a message: I'm not really with you. So here's a question. When you fall or rise, who disappears? True support doesn't just clap. It feels your joy, your pain, and your effort. If someone's always on mute in those moments, they may not be as supportive as they seem. Have you ever encountered someone who always seems so concerned, constantly giving you advice on what to do, but after hearing their words, you somehow feel less confident than before? This is a hidden form of control disguised as care. They're not simply looking out for you, they actually want to keep control, making you feel weak and dependent on them. This kind of feeling is often masked and easy to overlook. If you don't catch it, it can slowly erode your ability to make decisions and even damage your self-esteem. When someone keeps giving unsolicited advice and you start doubting your own abilities more and more, it's time to pause and ask yourself, is this genuine care or just their way of controlling me? Have you ever been through something like this? Remember, real care should empower you, not make you feel smaller. Have you ever found yourself suddenly pushed away by others without really knowing why? Sometimes it's not because you did something wrong, but someone might be quietly bad-mouthing you behind your back, spreading rumors that hurt your reputation and damage your relationships. This is a hidden form of hostility many experience but rarely recognize. According to psychologist Carl Jung, this kind of gossip and slander is actually a way people project their own insecurities onto others. When they feel weak or afraid, instead of facing those feelings, they bring others down to feel stronger. This behavior not only hurts you, but also breaks the trust within your community. Have you ever witnessed or been through something like this? When it happens, don't blame yourself. Hold on to your true value because no amount of gossip can define who you really are. Have you ever noticed how people react when you share a big success in your life? Those who truly care will show genuine happiness and cheer you on with sincere encouragement. But if someone reacts coldly, quickly changes the subject, or downplays your achievement, that could be a hidden sign of jealousy. Maybe you've heard phrases like, "It's nothing special," or "I've done better," or even, "It would have been better if you did it this way." These comments don't just diminish your success, they reveal their own insecurities. They compare themselves and try to protect their ego by putting others down. Jealousy is a natural emotion, but when it's hidden behind such behaviors, it can harm relationships and affect your mood. Have you ever experienced this kind of reaction? Next time you share your joy, pay attention. Are they truly happy for you, or just hiding a quiet envy? Have you ever noticed when someone says kind or friendly words, but their eyes avoid yours, their smile feels forced, or their voice suddenly changes? Or maybe you sense something off in the atmosphere, even though they haven't said anything unpleasant? This is when body language reveals the truth that words try to hide. Psychologist Carl Jung said that the body doesn't lie. It reflects the true emotions deep inside, even when we try to hide them. A clenched fist, a cold glance, or a sudden tension in the voice can all be signs of hidden hostility. That's why when your intuition tells you something's not right, don't ignore it. These feelings are a mirror of the other person's true emotions, even if their words don't show it. Pay close attention, because sometimes unspoken hostility can be more dangerous than open conflict. When it comes to hidden hostility, the most important thing to remember is this: words can sometimes deceive, but behavior and true emotions never lie. Those subtle signs in someone's actions, eyes, or voice are a mirror reflecting what they really feel inside. If we pay attention and listen carefully, we can avoid unnecessary hurt and hold on to our true self-worth. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Joy Life so you won't miss the upcoming videos where we explore and share meaningful life stories together. See you in the next video.